Hello, it is Dark episode for March the 9th, 2026. And for the last while, I've been joking or kind of marveling over the fact that my basically defunct public channel, which I don't think I've actually published anything in months, now has... I am now 2 away from on this channel of equaling the number of subscribers on both channels, which yeah, I mean it's a dormant, it's a completely dormant channel. Was this one I'm publishing something, or suddenly I'll dump like 20 or 30 videos on this channel. So they are drawing even with each other. I think I'm 2 away of equaling the score. So it's like, I mean, we're talking the low, like 128, I think we're talking about of a collection of bots and various other things, and maybe the odd 1 or 2 people, probably for both channel, with probably now, if I published a public video, getting about the same number of views as I'm liable to get with a devowed, suppressed as hard as possible video on this channel. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know what it would have. I think when I started this, it was just like, okay, this is me into the void, and it's a void. The statistical chance of anyone's going to actually hear this is nil. It's somewhat humbling to think, oh, that also goes for my public channel as well. The one where at some points I theoretically had people I knew who would probably come and check out the videos. I think I've gotten rid of most of those people on the public channel, just because, by virtue of not being there, and developing a somewhat of a block about actually publishing videos. I actually went back over the last month and a half or so, and I think I had like 4 or 5 book reviews that I did. And I haven't looked at them. I haven't looked to see if they're actually any good at all, but I've uploaded them to the public channel, privated. Theo, sure. That's good. I've just uploaded them there for safekeeping. And at some point when I can guard myself, I might look at them and go, okay, are any of these I'd want to make public? I have a feeling that my Jack London video might be worth doing, just because I accidentally hit upon a way of talking about a collection of short stories that actually I think worked out really well. It was a nice side effect of my book journal thing. So I might do that. I might publish that, which is funny because it's the most rough and ready thing you could ever see. It's just me sitting in a car waiting for a shot to get through an appointment, and me just going, oh, okay, I'll just review this book now. So it's very rough. It's not going to rocket me to the ranks of the most viewed videos on YouTube. Let's put it that way. To be minor, it's probably not even going to do as well as it might have done on my non-public channel. So yes, there's that. This is the Spring Forward weekend, the last Spring Forward weekend in British Columbia. Our august premier, David Eby, has announced that this is the last time we will spring forward, or I think fall back. I think we're just sticking with this time zone, and at least for the moment, we'll see. 'Cause I think other people have tried things and it didn't work, or people didn't like being in the darkness so much in the mornings or stuff like that. When it went back to winter again. So we'll see if it sticks or not. But it might be our last spring forward to fall back. And it's definitely one of those things of like yeah, I try and get a good sleep. I have a nap before I go to work. But I do find I still got to be careful with my sleep. Sometimes I have stupid evenings where I'll get caught on YouTube shorts, like many a person, and then suddenly it's 3 or 4 in the morning, which is I can have self control and not do that, but sometimes I don't have self control, so I try and set things up so I don't do it. But today I went for my nap, and about an hour and a half later, I woke up again. Usually I just go for like a 20-minute cat nap kind of thing, and that helps me through the day, and that's what I'll do tomorrow going to work. But on the weekends, sometimes I just go, whoa, and I suck in some sleep, which is probably a good thing. That's my body saying, yep, we need this, please. And I think there's also a thing of just that time change can fuck you up, because like I woke up at 5 this morning, was just like, oh, I'm awake, and I ended up being awake for a little while, and I read something, and then I finally got back to sleep, and then woke up later, and then, well, no, actually, I that was a different day. Yeah, whatever. But I was slightly messed up there. So hopefully tonight I will have a good sleep, and I will get myself, I'll be okay for work coming up on Tuesday. That's what we can hope. Right now I'm going to go read and chillax. That'll be nice. All right. So yeah, another scattered vomitorium of my words, which I'm just going to have to go back to, you're all imaginary. If there's anyone out there, you're imaginary, and you can't comment, so you might as well go away, because you're all imaginary. All right, I've been Jay. More videos later.